must make am. My name na manga, na one for make am, one for make am, one for make am. My name na manga, beg no forget am. Man must make am, man must make am. My name na manga, na care for make am, I care for make am, care for make am. My name na manga, beg no forget am. Sky is the limit, and I want for touch 'em. Girls going crazy.
Willie Kumba, Sambani Nyabasen Akumbai.
Jitinyo Bakumba, Nicha Bonkulu.
Baba no, Berenga Cape Town. Abefu Cape Town.
But Cherry Cape Town. No, Nangake.
Elela Bamu, Mbwa Cameroon. Elela Bamu, Vanawa Wakwi. Elela Bamu, Mbwa ya Kumba. Ne komi nyoraje, Elela Bamu.
Wachima Kumba, Cape Town.
Ejere, Cape Town.
Cape Town, Anintia.
Namatsu Cape Town.
Nakona, Nagashia, Matania Kumba Duka.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning K-Town. It is your breakfast show on KCBS TV. We are straight out of K-Town, and my name is Christy Ijang. First up, our thought of the day. If there is at least one person you've helped in life, then your life is worthwhile. Thank you for joining us today. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to learn something new with Esra Julius. Stay tuned.
And I'm here, monster. Je sais que tu es mon amour, mon chéri doudou. Baby, tell me but I no agree, 'cause I fall for your consignment. You don't make me for my mama and everybody for my family. Say me now you go marry, now a disappointment. Now I just call your phone, did the answer na for my man. Now I just call your phone, did the answer na for you all. Now I just call your phone, did the answer na for your own. Now I just call your phone, now for them bitch fucking there you there. Bokunga, boku this na bokunga, boku asena bokunga, boku this na bokunga, boku. I want to, then I be classing my money ballet. I thought I want to, then I be classing my money ballet. I be want to, then I be classing my money ballet. I thought I want to, then I be classing my money ballet. For sick of you, another girl say go see my nyaka. Me I go the chook around, before they want know I done the work.
Welcome back to Good Morning K-Town. It is your breakfast show on KCBS TV. Now let's welcome Esra Julius and learn something new. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Christy.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. Always nice being on your show.
Okay, thank you for being on my show.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so what are we learning this morning?
I just want to ask you, when last were you in a wedding or marriage ceremony?
I think like a month ago.
And you have many friends who are married, I'm sure.
Of course.
And I don't want to go into your private life, but if you're married, I'm sure your husband came and saw your family.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, what if you're the one who were to go and see the husband's family?
It happens.
That would sound bizarre.
Not in this country.
Okay, so that's what we're going to learn today.
Okay.
In some parts of the world, it's actually the wives, people who go and meet the groom's family and pay groom's price, not bride price.
I think in India.
In Hindu culture.
Okay.
It is actually the wife, the family of the woman who wants to marry a man, who goes and meets the family and says, my daughter wants to marry your son. And they sit and say, this family, you know, a very big family, so our son is expensive. And then they go and negotiate the price and they come and pay.
Wow.
That's not the only anomaly we're going to learn today. In some parts, what they call the Tibet Plateau, that is in India, Nepal, some part of China, that is Tibet Autonomous Region, polyandry is still normal, is still accepted.
Okay.
Where a woman can actually get married to more than one man, and it's very normal there. In some parts of Africa, some Central African regions, and also some parts of Northern India, there's what they call fraternal polyandry, which is more rare, which means a woman is allowed to get married to 2 brothers. It's called fraternal polyandry. And recently, there's what we call ghost marriage, where a woman gets married to somebody to respect the husband, which means your husband dies, you say, in honor of my husband, I will marry you because you were his friend or you were his brother.
God.
Okay. Yeah.
That's that. The thing with polyandry is that, you know, it becomes complicated. How do you know that it's this child belongs to me or this child belongs to the other man?
Well,
so that's
with
the thing
such
about
cultures, such things don't come into play. Might be the child is born, whoever, both of you are fathers, so you care for the child. Now, in the Toda region of India, they even accept what they call posthumous marriage. I don't know how it actually I married somebody who is dead, but I don't know how they live with that. But okay, and they have what also call posthumous, where somebody died, they marry a person who is there. But mostly it's polyandry that is more common.
Yeah.
You have paternal polyandry. You also have ghost marriages.
That's an abomination.
You have ghost marriages, and you have what called the levirate. But a levirate is a situation where a man is forced to marry the widow of the brother. No, but when you tell it now, it becomes ghost marriage, where a man dies and the woman prefers to marry the brother. The woman has the right to marry the brother. It's her right, you cannot say no.
Do you think though that there will come a time in Africa where we can actually, I know that single stories, isolated stories here and there about women having many husbands, but do you think it's going to be in years to come, it can be commonplace in Africa?
On the contrary, people say Islam, you can get married to one. In Morocco, it's not possible. It's a Muslim country. I mean, Morocco, you cannot marry around. The laws are so strict in Morocco that to marry a second wife, the wife must accept in writing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course, in Morocco.
Oh,
so they have a clear way to stop that thing. The people just say it's like a marry more. No, in Morocco, you cannot marry more than one wife. It's not even, see, the laws in Morocco make it impossible. It is there, in theory, in the constitution. But to marry a second wife, your wife must accept in writing.
Okay.
And secondly, in case of divorce, the wife takes 50% of your assets. That is the law. So people are just scared. See how the government does. That is way to protect women.
The women are empowered.
Yeah, because people
that's
just
a good way to empower
use the law to say,
Yeah.
well, it's like I marry more than. Yeah, in Morocco, they say, no problem, but let your wife accept. If you go and maybe like threaten her buying to accept, if she comes to a divorce, whatever I have to go to her.
Yes.
So you think,
so
is it what is
before
it?
making any kind of
That
foolish
is why.
decisions.
Okay.
Okay. That's
So I just
interesting.
some Hindu culture, a woman can marry more than one man.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of their films, so I have an
And
idea about
also
that.
in some parts of Morocco, there's what they call the husband market, where when a girl gets to the age of 18, though it's on some rural areas, it's not really standard across Morocco, the girl actually, the parents will dress her, look very
Take
beautiful.
her to the market.
Yeah, then she carries something like
Jesus.
whatever she goes to sell. But she has to go and attract a man to come and marry her. That is both of the husband market. She's going to sell, not to sell, she's going to sell her body as a
Yeah,
man
to
of
sell.
man. Yeah, then when she comes back and she doesn't see her husband, people will say, oh, maybe you are not smiling enough, maybe you didn't look sexy enough. They will send her again until she gets a husband. It's a region of Morocco. It's called the husband market. They have the days. For example, next month will be husband market day. So people prepare their daughters, you look so pretty, you are moving, smiling at me until someone will come and ask her, you come and tell your parents that we are mad, I've seen a man.
Women, we have suffered. Seriously.
And I'll tell you something, I have a friend in Germany, they are from Nepal. So he was telling me that they have to go and see their sister's boyfriend.
Yeah,
I said, why? I said, because
understand.
she has to get married, so they have to go and see the family. I was like, you are going to see his family? I said, yeah. I said, in Cameroon, that girl was saying, with me, my cousin with a family. You wait for the next time. No, no go. So it's their own culture. And they have grown that way. They have grown that way. But for some reason, there might be reasons why they behave this way. Maybe we go to their history, I don't know.
Yeah, if you go deep into history.
Yeah, of course, there might be some reason why they behave this way. They are not. Okay. They didn't just get up to start saying that women should get married to men or something. Okay. So polyandry, though, is not. Then, in some parts of France, it's there, but it's never happened since the 18th. Is there a constitution? Is it because we want to stay to get married to a woman? Is the French constitution is allowed, but practically it's never been done. Is there in the constitution that a woman can marry more than one man?
Yeah, because French women are enlightened. You know, that's not something that you can just get over it.
They say since 1920, there is no case in France where a woman has actually come to officially marry more than one man. But in the French constitution, it's there. You can't marry more than one man.
Okay, you mean polyandry?
Polyandry is there, but
it's not easy to manage.
It's not easy to.
It's not easy. There's a lot of complication involved.
A lot.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated.
So for the Hindus, I don't know. Maybe they have a lot of Hindu gods, the Gautama, the Buddha. Probably since they have a lot of female goddesses in their history, probably that's why they're empowered to. You could marry us.
All right. Wow. Thank you so much. That was super interesting this morning.
Different cultures, different ideas, different ways of life make life interesting at times.
And that's why when you live here and you go there, you have like this culture shock. You're like, what is this happening on Earth or where? So that's good. Thank you so much.
It's like when we just went to Germany. This idea, we go and drink with a girl, you are going to pay pay the bill. But you go to bar with a German girl, she pays her own price, she will be shocked. Why do you pay for me? They misinterpret it. But here, if you take a girl out, she's going to eat bonifish, you think you pay. After you have the money,
you have the burden. The financial burden is yours.
I don't have airtime, you have to give her.
Airtime.
In Germany, you go somewhere with a girl, you drink. First of all, in Germany, they bring the bills separately as a culture.
Okay.
If one person is paid, it's not their headache, but if 10 people are drinking in a bar, they come and put your own beer. You drank 2 spoil, you drank 2 top, they put their own beer in front of you. They don't care how it is paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's in Europe. They put their own beer. Even 80 people come at the same time, they put their own beer. They don't. So that had work. So the German, she will get up and pay her own beer. And people are chatting.
And here a guy will invite a girl out, and the girl will come like with 6 friends.
Because she knows she will not pay the bill. She will not. You put the bills. But it's our culture, so.
Wow, that's interesting. That was a very good one this morning. Thank you so much, and hopefully we see change.
The world is evolving every day.
Yeah, definitely. Look at what we are now with this gay everywhere. You know,
but
gay
my
people.
problem is that it's only the Africans who are copying. The Europeans don't copy. That is where we fail. You know. All the culture, all they come this way. Why don't we see Europeans also going to do knock door? I bet you in China, bride price is not allowed. In China, did you know that?
I didn't know that.
No, in India. Sorry,
India.
It doesn't exist. Some families accept it officially. It's not there. In China, to marry a woman, you pay. You don't pay you pay the council.
Okay.
So to marry a woman, the average price is about $14,000. It's 7 million for a in China. That's why it's expensive. Of course.
Jesus.
Yeah, in China.
So people will not get married.
People don't even know. Yeah, in China. Oh, you talk of it's not expensive here. But if I say I don't,
then you pay to the council.
You have to get married. Instead of paying. Why do you pay the family? What for? Pay the family. Empower the community. There's a different culture, different. They may have their own reasons for that. Maybe Mao Zedong came out with this policy to give money to the. If you want to get money, you have money, pay the council.
Right.
Why do you go and give money to an individual's family? Makes no sense. It's a communist country. It's not a capitalist world where you.
I see. Yeah. I get it.
In India, bride price is not official in India. It's not legal in India. Yeah, it's not in India. You may just maybe meet a family buying, but they don't have like you go and sit and pay. It doesn't exist in India. Yeah, it's not legal in India.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. That was a good one, and now I'm even more excited for what we have to learn tomorrow. So thank you again, and looking forward to having you here tomorrow.
So if you're dating a Hindi guy, don't think you will just be able to go and see his family because he will expect to go and see his family, not the other way around.
that would be really it'll be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Always my pleasure.
All right, that was a good one today. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to welcome our first guest. Stay tuned.
Chino reach big.
A model. Find the money, go, seven, to
Welcome back to Good Morning K-Town. It is your breakfast show on KCBS TV. Our next guest is a senior medical consultant in infectious diseases with Ideal Medical Lab. Let's welcome Dr. Njem Peter Kindong. Hi, Doctor. Good morning.
Hello. Hi, Madam Christie. Glad to be with you.
How are you doing today?
Oh, very, very fine, as you can see from my face.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you.
So we are excited to have you here.
Thank
so
you so
we
much.
want to talk about the Ideal Medical Laboratory. And so for how long have you been operating your lab?
Oh, thank you so very much. Ideal Medical Laboratory was actually conceived as a vision in 2008, and it came to the limelight in 2012, on the 12th of July 2012. The first site was Lido Street, in not too far from Dr. Dewa Ambrose Modern Traditional Clinic. And as we speak of now, it has witnessed a lot of growth and boom. And we now have it as a complex. The first one is at the Kunz building, the second one is at the Union Bank's building. And what do we actually envisage in Ideal Lab? We are taking diagnosis to a different level. And in the pipeline, we intend to create a research center so that one part of it will be doing the diagnostic, the other one will be conducting research to add to the pool of existing knowledge. That is how we could like screenshot Ideal Lab for our viewers.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's a powerful vision you have there.
Thank you so much, Madam Christie.
So you had conceived this vision in 2008, and at that time, why did you not think about Ideal Clinic or Ideal Clinic? You went for the lab instead.
Thank you so much, Madam Christie. You know, normally there's what we call the technical competence. In 2007 was when I had a degree in medical laboratory sciences, and I was like, what do I do with this degree? That's how Ideal Medical Lab was conceived. And later on, when I went in for a master's in medical microbiology and parasitology, dubbed infectious diseases, that's when I thought we could create now Ideal Medical Complex. And today we have the Ideal Medical Complex. Later on, with that test for more knowledge, I later went for a PhD in cellular molecular parasitology. And that is the brain behind making one of that part of that complex to be a research center. So I go first for the technical competency, then I create a ground to exercise the newly acquired skills.
That's powerful.
Thank you.
All right, so besides doing your test, what other services do you offer there at the lab?
Okay, right now as we speak, Ideal Medical Laboratory has witnessed a growth and a boom. Like now we have surgeons like Dr. Abeng and the others. They come for our minor surgeries, hernias. We could actually take care of them. This is very important because we are living in the middle of the Anglophone crisis, and we have these doctors without borders running up and down. So the Ideal Medical Center is also a center where we could carry out some emergency surgeries to save life, because sometimes we go to our bigger hospital, the doctors are not on call, but when called for private, they show up immediately because they tend to benefit much more from such private services. You know, private services in Cameroon is still growing, and a lot of attention has not been given to it, but it's actually the center where you really get, you know, medical services. You don't actually pay for them. They are almost always free, because when you look at the technical competency being put in place, and in the private setting, we consider you like from where you come and from where you are. So we consider your background, your life history, your clinical history before we take care of your immediate needs. And when you look at the conception of health from World Health Organization, no human being is healthy per se, no human being, because look at the physical, the psychological, and the social. These are the three aspects of health, and when you consider them in detail, nobody is healthy. In Ideal Lab, we really try to meet the needs of these three.
Okay, that's good. So for someone who is watching and asking, like, but what kind of test can I come and do at the Ideal Medical Lab?
First of all, first and foremost, all routine tests are done at Ideal Medical Laboratory, but that is not what makes Ideal Laboratory ideal. There are tests that are not done in other hospitals. Almost every hospital in Kumba, they refer to Ideal Lab. So we have this like blood culture, we have like culture tests, we have endocrinology. Think of somebody who is unable to make children, and in a lady, suppose it's in what we call a hormonal imbalance. at ID Medical Laboratory can be corrected. We work with almost all the gynecologists in Meme. So that is the uniqueness of Ideal Medical Center.
That's good. So is there any test that you cannot do, and do you refer patients sometimes to other
Yes, we do have partners. We work with the Deido District Hospital in Douala. That's one of our partners. Since sometimes there are certain reagents, when you obtain them here in Kumba, the inflow of patients will not make you to cover the cost of those particular tests and reagents. Now you need to work with a partner lab, but 90% of the tests are actually done in ID lab in situ, on the spot.
Okay, that's
exactly.
Good. That's good. That's good. Okay, so the last time you did a spot and you talk about the tests you do for free, what are some of these opportunities that you have?
Oh, right now as we talk, we've included malaria, you know.
Okay.
We intend to eradicate malaria by 2030, according to the World Health Organization Charter. So as we speak for now, Ideal Medical Laboratory will run malaria tests for free. You do stool analysis for free, tests for intestinal fungi for free, intestinal worms too for free. And there is another rare disease that Ideal Medical Laboratory is actually part of eradication project. It's a project that we just won, and it's called schistosomiasis, bilharzia. So we've been to Baron Bimbo, a village that is rich in this disease. Then our next target will be Munyenge.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
And on the 9th, I think on the 9th of January, we granted a press conference in this perspective.
Oh, okay.
There was a press conference that was talk of the day in Kumba as a whole.
All right. So you recently won an award. Is it from Dream FM?
Yes, Dream FM in Boya. Recently, ID Lab, the services to humanity, was recently recognized by Dream FM in Boya, and an award was presented. I wish I was here to show the award, but I promised to all our Tila viewers, to Madame Christie and the CEO, that when next I am coming here, I'm going to come with the award, and that's going to finalize yet another partnership deal between KCBS and ID Medical Complex.
Okay, that's good. All right, congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you so very much.
Many more awards coming in the future.
Amen.
All right, so tell us about your branches. You said you have two branches in Kumba.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have the first branch, which is the mother branch, is at the Kunz Complex, former Jehovah Witness building. This branch is the nascent research center.
Okay.
So there we do mostly culture, like we have the machines for bacteriology culture. And I know you certainly asked me what is culture. It's very simple, Madame Christie. You are unique the way God created you. So the bacteria that live in you, they are also unique and they adapt to your body. So when you come to ID Medical Center, the center that we could isolate virtually every infectious agent from you. If you are suffering from typhoid, we will isolate the causative agent, which is Salmonella typhi. And we try to experiment having the bacteria in our hands. We try to experiment with the various drugs that we have in Kumba to see which one will treat your own Salmonella typhi. One thing we should know is that a drug will treat you and may not treat the CEO. I may not treat me. So we are unique in our genetic makeup, and ID Medical Laboratory, we do that. And this is very important because we inform doctors on their choice of antibiotics. Which antibiotics should be used for typhoid? Which antibiotics should be used for malaria? Which antibiotics should be used for Neisseria gonorrhea? Which antibiotics should be used for syphilis? That's the center. That's what ID Medical Lab is trying to do. And still talking about that award like that, it came, and when I asked the people why they had to choose ID Lab, ID Lab has been very instrumental in information, education, and communication to the general public. It reaches out to people far and wide, not only for their personal gain, but to educate the people, because the standard of the human being is the mindset. When you are not informed, you are deformed. So ID Lab places information, education, and communication in the heart of Kumba, and everybody. Health is the highest human asset. I've said it over and over, and I'll keep harping on that.
Okay, that's good. So tell us a little bit more about your charity project. You know, you've talked about it, but just give us, let's understand, like, how would it look like? You said you're going to the two areas you'll be visiting.
Exactly. Now, before I talk, let me come back to the other complex at Union Bank building. This one is very open to the population, because most people, the way of entry into ID Lab now is mostly through the one at Union Bank. It is the dichotomy and the kind of test you need to do that will now channel it, whether you should go to the other or to this one. So that's basically, and there we have an MD, Dr. Mokosa Hope. She's died like the main person. So now I'm more of only advocacy, promotion, and all of that. You will not find me behind doing things. But what we do now is mostly research, which has to do with the charity. ID Lab has a project to eradicate schistosomiasis in 3 villages in the southwest region. We have Koto Barombi, we have Barombimbo, and we have Munyenge. As we speak for now, the highest center where we have this schistosomiasis is Munyenge. Munyenge has a population of 20,000 people. Although there's been a new focus of schisto in Tico, the main and the biggest focus of schistosomiasis now is Munyenge. As we speak.
How would the local man called schistosomiasis?
It's called bilharzia, a rare worm that lives in your urinary bladder. Bilharzia.
Okay.
Yes, that's the ancient name for it.
So what are the effects of that?
Okay, when you have this schisto, they live there, they can cause a form of cancer which we call carcinoma of the bladder. You can also see young people passing out blood. It's very common. When you go to those areas, they think that passing out that bloody urine, hematuria, is a sign of maturity. That's how culture can misinform people. But in reality, it's a worm that lives in their urinary bladder, and because the worm is hematophagous, it feeds on blood cells, it kind of ejects its own eggs, and the eggs then they pass through, they bore through, they actually create some micro holes in your urinary bladder, and since the blood, the worms, they live in blood, so there will be leakage of blood from the blood vessels into the urinary bladder, and you are bound to experience what we call hematuria, which is the presence of blood in urine. It's very common in endemic areas, areas that are inhabited by these worms.
Okay, I see. All right, thank you so much. But give us your contact. Give us the contact of the ID Medical Laboratory, because people might be watching and they want to really contact and probably do some tests with the lab.
Okay, ID Medical Lab, you can reach us on the telephone numbers 677 062117. Let me take that number again. 677 062117, and the number is reachable 24/24.
Okay, thank you so much.
You are highly welcome, Madam Christine.
Hopefully we're going to learn, because I followed one of your, I think it was on radio, you're talking about antibiotic resistance, something like
antimicrobial resistance.
Okay, and I found it very interesting. I think that one time probably the next time you also help us talk about
I'm
that.
available, just give me a call. Even now I can start, but let's keep it for another day.
I know. All right, thank you, Doc, so much. It was really nice, and I wish ID Medical Lab all the best.
I will also wish KCBS not only the best, but you people are coming like a pioneer TV station in entire Meme, and you people have the luxury to cover the whole southwest region. So I can say all kudos to the CEO who is looking at me staring in the face. It's an initiative. You went over there, over the seas, you met it, you conquered, and brought it back home. How I wish others could copy like you, so that we can also make our home a befitting place, so that more people will come back and create heaven here.
All right, thank you so much, Doctor. And we'll certainly be working together.
Okay, I'm so willing.
All right, so let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to welcome our next guest in the studio. So stay tuned to Good Morning K-Town.
I really wanna know you. Are you from around? I really wanna know you. Everywhere you go, I will follow you. Baby girl, come na na na. I beg no waste time, come na na na. Me want marry you, come na na na. Tout ce que tu veux, prends la la la. Oh, take it down low. Give it to me, baby, yes, take it down low. Push my soul, baby, take it down low. Wanna hold you tight, I become noble. Tu me donnes, oh, je te donne. Tu me donnes, oh, je te donne. Tu me donnes, oh, je te donne, chérie, je te donne. Girl, yo, on fait comment? Joli bébé, on fait comment? Chérie Coco, on fait comment? Joli bébé, on fait comment?
Welcome back. This is Good Morning K-Town. It is your breakfast show on KCBS TV. Let's welcome Elizabeth Belwa and learn about her new upcoming program. Hello, Eli. Good morning.
Good morning, Christy.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm glad to have you here. Not for Soul Talk. Soul Talk will be coming soon.
Okay.
But you are starting a new program, and so tell us, how is your program called?
Well, the program is Home Beats.
Okay, Home Beats.
Home Beats.
Yeah. I get it's like music program.
Yeah, it's a music program that will be showcasing Cameroonian music.
Okay.
From Kumba to Southwest to Cameroon.
Everything Cameroonian, from the Southwest, Northeast.
We'll take Makossa, Bikutsi, hip hop, R&B, whatever you want to call it.
Afrobeat.
Afrobeat.
And I recently was doing research online about songs in Cameroon, and I met this girl. She said she does Afro Njang. Afro Njang. Her name is Very New, something like Very New Tina. She does Afro Njang. That's what she said she does, Afro Njang. So it was really interesting. She sings in her native language, and then a little bit of English and a little bit of Pidgin and all those. And she's always dressed in like her traditional attire.
That's one of Cameroon. We have good talent. Cameroon has good music.
Okay.
But the issue is Cameroonians, we don't value our music. I must tell you, in the Western world, they listen to Cameroonian music. They enjoy Cameroonian Makossa.
You see. So I bet you've done research and you found a new artist, right?
Yeah, I've found new artists with good songs that you enjoy, and the program is just for us to showcase that talent, especially in Kumba. We have artists like Toshi Delaga, we have Sly G, we have Jeff J, we have so many of them. So that's the talent that we want them to showcase, to bring the music world back to life.
Yeah, it doesn't just suffice to do a song and the social media now. A lot of people go and do YouTube, but then this is also another platform to sell your song, right?
This is a platform to sell your song, and the program is going to be very entertaining because we'll sit back, listen to our Cameroonian music, appreciate the songs, give our own contributions, and the music industry moves forward.
That's good. So what is your message to artists this morning? Any artist who is probably in the studio now working, or they've just finished their song and they are about putting it online, what's your message for them?
My message is, I love you, I love your talent, and I want you to bring it here. Let's dance to the rhythm of your music.
Yeah,
I want all the
artists,
I want, especially Kumba artists, bring it, let's dance to it. Me, I'm very excited and I'm very happy to dance to your music.
Yeah, definitely. There's been this controversial thing going on probably in the social media circles among artists, that they are clamoring for DJs to stop playing music that is not Cameroonian in probably nightclubs and in bars. And in bars. But I'm thinking, is that really the way for Nigeria to get where they are today? Did they put an end to all forms of different kinds of music in order for them to sell? In order for you to progress, you don't need to push anyone down, right? That's what I'm thinking. In order for you to move forward, you don't need to push anyone behind, right? I think that if Cameroonian artists do well, giving their best, do songs that would dominate, there will be no need for other DJs to be playing other
Cameroon,
songs.
what I've noticed is that we don't like our things, especially Cameroonian themes and Cameroonian music. We don't enjoy. The way you understand what a Bakosi man is singing, but we don't. I don't know what's happening. We don't enjoy our own music. Instead, we can listen to other songs. We can listen to songs from other countries, and we appreciate them. But when we start appreciating our own things, then other people will appreciate it.
Okay. So will you be doing gospel as well?
Yeah, I'll be doing.
Because Elizabeth Teke just
Elizabeth Teke just launched her new song.
Yeah.
The record of my life. Record of my life.
Of your life.
No, I'm here for all Cameroonian music.
Okay, that's good. That's good. It's really nice. So I hear you said your program is going to have a bonus music at the end.
Yeah, it's going to have a bonus music. Now we can take a music from any country.
Okay, I'm looking forward to music from India. Are you going to take music from
India? I want to take music from Japan, China.
That's going
Morocco,
to be so
any
interesting.
country.
Yeah, because it's good to learn about music from elsewhere.
It's good to learn about other songs and you appreciate it. So that's going to be the bonus.
Okay.
Like each day, each program, we take any country and we play the song and we dance to it. And that's how you learn.
That's good. All right, Eddie, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we can't wait to really see and how you appreciate these songs and how we continue to showcase our own artists and push them forward. That's the most important thing. So I hope that the artists out there in Cape Town and elsewhere, they have heard your message to them this morning.
I hope they do.
And they are truly ready to, send whatever.
Shake a body in the studio.
Let's dance to our own thing, and they should let themselves go crazy with their creativity.
Of course.
All right. So thank you this morning for sharing. We look forward to watching your program.
Thank you very much, Christy, for giving me the opportunity.
Okay.
I'm so grateful.
All right. And so that's it. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to have early captions with Eswa Julius. Stay tuned.
Empire. Oh, alive. Mana queen. Let's pay. Mana queen for my daughter for my cause. Really chop me tumba. There we give him and then toes. I say, it's telling me you never reach, you don't the boss. You depend say all time you been a fine wall of war. Just no. Man they yeah, just the chill. Think that they don't the high. When them know they on their heels. Them I belong on the sweet of boy. Don't be na shit. Nana me I don't the rap. And the chop I know the twist. Listen, be the fryer con. You there for us but now you want the
say, you the make me go mental, mental. When I see the way you dey bless me, who be the love me back in the day? So see me now, see me now. Now who be the mock me back in the day? So then they feel me now, feel me now. Say now Jesus be solution for this generation. My people swear no be lie. Anyhow way them me go praise you. Money you know them me go praise you. Food you know them me go praise you. Whether good or bad me go praise you. See I will never ever leave you for gold. I will never ever leave you for diamond. I will never ever leave you for silver. Oh, I will never ever leave you for anything. Oh, I for be yo. If not be God, where I for day yo. If not be God, oh, I tell the sing yo. Every day no my God I thank you. Oh, don't be like that it's not.
Yeah man, yeah me come with me love from hometown. Yeah, Rastafari, never leave my people for sure. This is boy I'm in hometown. We just wanna show some love, some love, some love. My most precious thing.
Good morning. You are watching Early Captions, your breakfast show. You are watching Early Captions, your press review on the breakfast show KCBS on KCBS. That is Good Morning K-Town. Thanks for watching. Today I'm joined by in-house journalist Eli Berva, who is also author of Soul Talk or host of Soul Talk, coming up with Home Beats. Eli, you are welcome to KCBS TV.
Thank you very much for welcoming me, Mr. Eswa.
Okay, so tell us a bit about Home Beats.
Well, Home Beats is an upcoming program, as I earlier said, that is out to showcase Cameroonian music, Cameroonian talent.
Okay.
And we begin from K-Town.
Okay.
We begin from K-Town and we move round Cameroon.
Okay.
And we showcase that wonderful talent that we have. You know, in Cameroon.
So in effect, is to talk about
Cameroonian music.
That is okay. That is good. So today we'll talk about on the papers today. So we're going to talk about. We'll look into the Guardian Post, the Sun, Afrique, performance and emergence.
Okay.
The Guardian Post says Anti-Biafra protesters vandalized Cameroon embassy in Belgium after the military arrested plantain workers who were protesting against the abuse of COVID-19 funds. They insulted the government and insulted Pobia, and they were arrested, and people got angry and vandalized the Cameroon embassy in Belgium.
This issue, it's complicated. The first question is, why should they visit the embassy? Why should they attack the embassy? The embassy has nothing to do. And the embassy is there to help Cameroonians
living in that country.
Yes, so it's like destroying your source. It's like dirtying the water where you drink from.
And the embassy also cares for them.
And the embassy also cares for them. So why should you people go and destroy the embassy? The issue is you would have faced the government, maybe written a complaint that you don't like the acts that they put up. Let them release the people. They were just being open-minded. They were just saying how they felt about the funds of the COVID-19 funds. Yes, but not going to the embassy. Yeah. That was out of it.
Because that's vandalism now.
Yes, that's vandalism.
And you go to a foreign soil and you attack an embassy, and that country may also lay charge on those people for vandalism based on their laws.
Of course.
Okay. This idea of attacking embassy, I don't know what was behind that, but somehow it's not a good approach.
No, it's not a good approach.
And also in the Guardian Post, it says the Cameroon government's borrowing spree continues. The government is set to borrow 54 billion francs from the World Bank. Maybe some of that money will come to you.
I don't have a problem with the government borrowing money, but before you borrow money, what is the money for? What is the use? Because every day Cameroon goes to borrow money from China, borrowing money from France. Now we are at the World Bank and we want money. The issue is, what is the money going to be used for? What is this money? Are they putting it in health? Is it in business? What are they using the money? Because it's needless borrowing money and going to buy cars.
To enrich ministers.
To enrich ministers. Because 54 billion is so much money.
It's much. Because most of the times people borrow for a particular purpose.
Yes, what's the purpose for borrowing the money? Let Cameroonians know, because we are the ones who are going to pay back the money.
Yeah.
So let us know.
Or are they borrowing to maybe they want to put on the roads from Kumba to Moneba? Who knows?
You know, the last time I read on the paper, Cameroon trying to build a monument. We don't have lights in Kumba.
The 10th biggest in the world.
The 10th biggest in the world. We don't have lights for 3 days now in Kumba, and you people are planning to build monuments. Why? So if they are borrowing money, we should know that this money is going to be used for this thing or for that. Not just borrowing money and filling in their coffers and flying to European countries to enjoy themselves.
Okay, well, let's hope that someone is listening, because the idea of borrowing Africa is already borrowing. Whatever European government borrowing is only Africans.
Yes, Africans
and we have a lot
are
of resources as we claim all the time. Okay, let's now move to the Sun, Ellie. You know, there was some, but you know, recently Sonara burnt, you know the history.
Yes, Sonara got burnt.
And this caption in the Sun says that Sonara burning leaves Anglophones boiling. Not that they were actually burnt in the fire, but after the government tried to reshuffle the management, out of 9 directors in Sonara, there is only 1 Anglophone. And Sonara is in Limbe. It's an Anglophone part of the country. Out of 9 directors appointed, there is only 1 Anglophone. And out of the 9, 6 come from one region. And 4 come from 1 division.
Wow. That's Cameroon.
Okay.
We can't say much about it because that's how the country has been. So,
and people feel that maybe that is going to damper the spirit of those who are working there, because
that is it.
If this country has 52 divisions, am I mistaken? I think 52 divisions, and 4 people from 1 division occupy such important positions in Sonora.
Is it that the other divisions don't have competent people? You know, these are some of the reasons why Anglophones are angry. But let's not go.
Yeah, let's not go. But they feel actually as if they don't matter. Because
yes, as if they don't matter. Why should 4 people come from?
If this Sonora were, say, in the east or in the south, do you think Anglophones will go and occupy 4 posts there?
They won't. That's impossible.
So I think somehow the people who are supposed to make sure that this problem dies, they seem that instead having fun around it.
We can't really say much about it.
Okay, it's quite complex.
It's quite complex.
Let's go to this French paper. It's called Afrique Performance. I don't know how performant they are, but that's the name, Afrique Performance. They say Yaoundé is going to host the 40th General Assembly of a project called Shelter Africa. And Yaoundé is going to receive 43 countries to talk about urbanization of African.
I read that in the paper this morning. Yaoundé is going to host it. The issue is
how to urbanize
capitals. The issue is like when they say you have a plank in your eye. I want to remove somebody who has a speck. Yaoundé hosting. There are places in Yaoundé that you won't even know that that's a capital. You will look at it and you ask if that's a village.
Yeah,
but you know, maybe
and then they are hosting other people. Maybe
the issue is for us to gain initiatives. We should gain knowledge and do the infrastructure. Maybe that's the strategy that they want to implement. Just bringing ideas. You know, there are sometimes when you call people together to bring in their various ideas.
Why do Africans
how to develop yourself?
Love such fluffy ideas, holding seminars, and the budget that will go on this seminar.
Yeah.
The budget that will go on this seminar, you know, the budget
with millions of CFA friends.
Whoever is going to do the catering, you know how much that person is going to get. And at the end, you only see some communiques, or sign some documents, or photo shots.
Cameroon is good in signing communiques. We are very good in issuing communiques. The communique has been out, but the implementation, that is where the problem is.
Since we signed this free visa issue with Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, Central Africa, Congo, try and go to Equatorial Guinea without the visa. So they will treat you at the borders. Yet everybody will sign free border, free movement, everybody will sign documents.
That's Cameroon for you.
This Cameroon is a Francophone Africa. Because ECOWAS in Nigeria that integrated. You can travel from Nigeria to Senegal, that is Nigeria to Togo, to Ghana with no passport. Nobody disturbs you. But you cannot go to Gabon without a passport. Yet they claim that we are integrated. Let's take our last paper. No, today is midweek, so we don't have much pass because it's midweek.
Yeah.
Let's go to emergence. Last part we're going to take today is emergence. Ellie, have you ever been to the hospital to look for blood for somebody?
I was last year with my mom.
Okay.
And we found it very difficult.
Because they say that blood is becoming scarce in the hospitals in Cameroon. Why? You always hear of blood.
I always hear donors who
people
go
keep
and
giving
give
blood all the time.
So what
save a
happens,
life, save a life.
What happens to the blood? That's the question. What happens to the blood?
But how much is blood in the first place? Because I understand that there's some fee which is done for screening.
I think 14,500.
You can't just take blood from somebody and put it's not healthy, of course.
Yes.
You might have some infection, they have to. But sometimes they'll tell you this is a price, but you go to the hospital, I tell you, I expect to pay about 35,000 pounds to get a pint of blood. And sometimes you may be required to take 6 or 7 pints. That is quite expensive on somebody who may not have money. So why is blood scarce?
I really can't tell.
And that's irony because we keep throwing blood. These people will kill every day.
Yes.
You see blood being, we speed blood. Yeah, we need blood. We lack blood to save people at the hospital.
There's so much mafia going on in hospitals. There's so much going on that we have to look into it critically.
And I heard somebody say sometime that African blood is healthier than European blood because we take a lot of natural food,
yes, we take a lot of
natural immunity. We are naturally immune from certain things from our ways of life, our system. We eat a lot of nature.
Yeah, Africa. You know, with the way things are happening now, I think the government needs to go into the health sector and adjust some things. Because there are things happening in hospitals
which are shocking.
Which
the government is saying, I don't even believe this is happening.
Government might not even know. So it's high time they take a survey and look at what is happening.
I heard a story where somebody went to one of these health centers in a village, and I think the wife was pregnant or whatever. And they went there and they told the man that the nurse had gone home to eat, and so she could not. They should wait.
You know,
the nurse is going home and closes the reception, whoever. So the people come and sit on the bench outside, and the nurse is at home with the key of the hospital.
You know, I had a very bad experience. That was 2011.
Yeah.
When I was in secondary school, I fell ill. I was very ill in school, so they had to rush me to the hospital. The nearest hospital, I was in GBHS station.
Yeah.
So when I went there, my next bed neighbor, the woman, they had to infuse blood.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, the money was not complete. So the woman's daughter beckoned on the nurse that just give her the blood and bring in the money. You know, that nurse sat there. She was painting her nails. That woman died. She never knew.
And they don't even care.
The woman died there. She never knew. And it was when some people came and they were like telling the nurse that woman there is dead. And when the woman's daughter came, she gave the nurse a beating of her life. She was like, this is the money. I told you to do this. I'm coming back. The nurse said, no, it's not in our policy. And I felt so bad for that woman.
Was that a government hospital?
A government hospital.
Which they are supposed to say fly and give the bill. But make as if it's a personal property.
The nurse
the private hospital, I understand, but the government hospital is owned by the government.
I was
public service.
there. She didn't have time for me. I was vomiting. She told me that after that, I should look for somebody. My family member will come and clean that place.
And they do that a lot.
I didn't say anything. But I enjoyed the beating that was given to her.
You even go to a hospital like the regional hospital in Boya, there is no water, they close the toilet and the kids are somewhere. So patients have to help themselves around the hospital. So I ask myself, what is wrong? Why can't they repair the water system in the toilet? They say they are complaining, you know how the system, or maybe somebody has a contract, the person does not even come, but he's receiving a salary for that purpose. Well, this is midweek and we don't have too many papers over the way to discuss, but this is exactly what we could have, and I'm happy you had time to, despite your tight schedule today, you are introducing a new show, you have Soul Talk after this. I had to squeeze you out of time, so thanks for understanding.
Thank you very much.
Always nice having you on KCBS, having you on this particular program. Of course, you are part of KCBS family, but it's extra nice having you on Early Captions.
Thank you very much for welcoming me.
It was nice having you. That is what we had today for Early Captions. Thanks for watching. Good morning, Kate, and continue with Anang, with Ijan Christie. Stay tuned to KCBS. Bye-bye.
Alphabet Records.
It's all I tell on this one, yeah. Bougez là-bas. Maman lance le vibe. Kitchi ma moto. Bougez là-bas.
Toi tu veux coller sérieux.
Bougez là-bas.
Mais tu ne veux pas de penser.
Bougez là-bas.
On est là pour s'amuser.
Bougez là-bas.
la Guinée savait la 33. Si donc il y a quoi même. On fait, vous parlez, on ne fait pas vous parler. Toujours il y a quoi même. Quelqu'un a fini de voir sa chose toute la journée. Maintenant il veut lui boire sa bière et joker. Vous venez, fermez les bars. C'est même pas votre problème. Serveuse, amène-moi les bêtises, décapsule les bêtises. DJ augmente le volume des bêtises de toutes les façons. Si ce n'est pas le vin qui nous tue, ce sera les coups de rein de Lady Ponce pour la crise.
Qui tue mes choses là, qui tue mes choses.
Tu lis ta mère.
Qui tue mes choses là, qui tue mes choses.
Tu es mon père.
Tu es mon père. Qui tue mes choses, oh. Si tu ne veux pas de problème. Je veux consommer. Oh y'a que tu m'as moto. Bougez là-bas. Je veux la coller. Allez que tu mes choses, oh. Bougez là-bas. Je veux consommer. Que tu m'as moto. Bougez là-bas. Je veux la coller. Que tu mes choses, oh. Bougez là-bas. Aïe aïe aïe. Bougez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Dégagez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Aïe aïe aïe. Bougez là-bas. Quittez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Saccagez là-bas. Bougez là-bas.
Toi tu veux coller serré,
bougez là-bas.
mais tu ne veux pas de penser. On est là pour s'amuser. Toi tu viens pour déranger.
Doucement mon petit, doucement, doucement mon petit. Attention mon petit, sinon tu vas payer la facture. La femme du boss, la fille du boss, les way du boss. Tu n'as pas peur du boss. Qui tue mes choses là, qui tue mes choses. Si qu'on y drink, maintenant qu'on bat les drunk. Qui tue mes choses là, qui tue mes choses. Et là la brésilienne, c'est toi qui abaille. Sors le couteau, moi je sors la matière. Pour la yolette, moi je porte la matière. Qui tue mes choses, oh, si tu ne veux pas de problème. Je veux consommer, oh y'a que tu m'as moto. Bougez là-bas. Je veux la coller, allez que tu mes choses, oh. Bougez là-bas. Je veux consommer, que tu m'as moto. Bougez là-bas. Je veux la coller, que tu mes choses, oh. Bougez là-bas. Aïe aïe aïe. Bougez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Dégagez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Aïe aïe aïe. Bougez là-bas. Quittez là-bas. Bougez là-bas. Saccagez là-bas. Bougez là-bas.
Ouais, que la danse va me tuer. Le DJ s'y a dérangé. Ça l'a-t-il dérangé?
Welcome back to Good Morning K-Town. Now let's welcome Elizabeth Belwa with Soul Talk. Hi, Eli.
Hello, Christy.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I know people are like, was this not the person was here a moment ago? But now you're here to talk about Soul Talk. You were promoting your program, your home beats program, and now we are talking about Soul Talk. So what are we talking about today?
How are you doing, by the way?
I'm okay. I'm doing fine.
You look.
The only thing that I've been disturbed about is the electricity issue, because there's so much that we have to do, but because of electricity we are limited now. So it's been kind of annoying and frustrating.
Well, we hope that the people in charge work, because I saw their cars this morning.
Okay.
And it seems they're trying to fix the issue.
Okay.
So we hope that everything works well.
Yeah, we a lot of businesses are depending on electricity for survival. A lot of people, a lot of offices, so they should do something quick, real quick.
You know, Christy, I woke up today very angry.
Really angry?
You know, due to no light, my neighbor was robbed.
Oh my God. Now people are now taking advantage of the darkness.
You know, thieves broke into his shop and stole some of his things. He sells this oil, I think it's oil for cars.
Okay.
Yes, so they broke into his store this morning and they took everything.
And those things are very expensive.
And we heard the noise, but due to no light,
yeah,
nobody could come out of fear. And I was very angry. There are some things that happen that have multiple damage on people. and I was not happy with everything I saw this morning because the man was so angry. It was yesterday that he brought those things.
I mean, it's an inside job. There's no doubt. People were just observing. The people were around looking at him and say, "Okay, so you brought the new things for us. We are coming to get them." So once you might be doing your thing and someone is looking. People have different intentions. Someone is looking and say, "Wow, this man is growing in business." Others are looking like, so you think you can grow? We are coming for your things. So unfortunately, that's the way society is.
That's just it. Anyway, I read something this morning, and it says, when you feel avoided, don't disturb the person.
Okay, when you feel avoided, don't disturb the person. Yeah, in private, personal space is always important. That's why it's good to be sensitive. You can only feel avoided if you are sensitive enough, right? Yeah. So I think it's good. Sometimes people need their space.
Yes, it's good. People need their space. And when you find yourself in that situation, there are some times when relationships don't work, and you feel it, but you're just putting yourself into it. You're causing more harm than good to yourself. And when it comes to that point, give that person that space. There are times when people need to sit back and think if they want to run the race with you.
Yeah.
And if you're not sensitive enough to understand that this time around this person just needs space to think, you will cause trouble instead of helping that person. So you can feel avoided even in your job site.
Yeah, I had a friend once, and sometimes it happens with people who have very pure intentions. You might have your good intentions, but people take time. There are people who they have walls. People put up walls.
Yeah, put up walls.
A lot of people put up walls. A lot of, especially those who are introverted, they are very good at putting walls, and then probably because they are probably protecting themselves from hurt or disappointment and all that, so they rather take their time to learn to know somebody more in order to let them in their private space. So you as a person, probably an extrovert, you don't need that time. You just come here and everybody's your best friend in the next 5 minutes. And so, but not everybody works that way. So you have to be sensitive enough to understand that not everyone is like you, and when you meet people, understand them individually and learn to give them that space where they will take their time gradually to know who you are, learn about you, and then allow you into their space. So it's very important.
I was noticing that with you.
With who, me?
With you. When I first knew you. And you had this character. I was like saying, what's happening? What's going through your mind? I was a very friendly type. I was making friends. But you were just there, and I understood that.
No, I take my time.
Yeah,
I don't rush.
People take them time to know.
I take my time.
People. So that really ties to you.
Yeah, definitely.
You can really identify.
And it helps me to understand people more, because if I meet somebody else like that, I quickly give you your space. And I believe that every relationship needs a solid foundation, and if you rush into it, it's going to crumble.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. It's going to crumble.
And now people are just so carried away by so many things, and they just go boom. It's like diving into waters. When you want to swim, as you just see the water, oh, I'm so excited. You just dive into it, and maybe you don't know the depth of the water, and boom, you start drowning. People help me. Please help me. I'm drowning here. Oh, you see, and that's it. And I understood that we have to do that as humans. You need to understand people. Don't rush into some things.
That's the secret of every relationship.
Yeah,
that is the secret of creating a long-lasting relationship. People don't want people in their faces. Seriously, you want you to just come. Hey, every day you're coming to the person's house. Hey, nah. People at that point, somebody might just shut you out. And the thing is that it is not really your fault. You might have good intention. You know presently in your mind, right?
Yeah.
Sincerely that you have good intentions for this person, but I mean, nobody's a magician. We are not psychics or whatever to know that this person, or a prophet, whatever, to know that this person has got good intentions. So it is for you to take gradually. Even if you rush simply a marriage, you rush into a marriage, you don't know your partner is going to crumble. It applies for literally everything in life. If you want to construct your house, you're just rushing with the foundation.
It's going to crumble. The foundation, and when the foundation collapses, when the house collapses, you start blaming the devil. Yeah, it's the work of the devil.
So they say take your time. Don't do anything in a rush. Patience. Do it gradually. So that's a very powerful one.
I'm telling you, I had one of my course instructors, Mr. Njume, Dr. Njume. This man had this attitude. He was so annoying. We didn't like it, but we didn't understand that he was just He was just knowing us because we were like five of us in class. Of course, we're just 5 of us, and he was the instructor. So you sit and talk, you just look at you like this. And the other thing he will tell you is, okay, are you done? Yes, and he says, okay. And he leaves. He was so annoying, but we found out that he was a very nice person. He had all of us at heart. He was trying to help us pass the course, because that course, all the students didn't like it, because to them it was very boring because of the lecturer. But he said they don't understand him. That he wants you people to like understand the course before understanding him, because he says the issue is the course. So we should understand the course more, and we should go into research, and that's how he's going to appreciate us. And when we had that grasp that that's what he was saying, we all enjoyed him the way he was.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very, getting to know people is paramount. Yeah, not rushing into things. I mean, if you rush into anything, you never succeed. That's
of course.
Do not rush. If you want to take, there are many practical examples.
Especially in a relationship.
Yeah,
don't
in a relationship. Rush
because
into things.
what I believe is that what is going to be is going to be. No matter how long, if this relationship is going to work, it's going to work. It's not in your personal efforts to put up this thing, call this person morning, afternoon, night.
Yeah, and a lot of girls, a lot of girls use these things to spoil like relationship. You meet a guy, one day, 2 days, you're packing your things into his house. Last time I talked about this thing about cohabitation.
Today your shoes are there.
The
Tomorrow
next day
your handbag is there. The next day your dress is there. And before the month comes to an end, 3/4 of your things are in the guy's house.
Yeah, the guy's like, what's happening? What's happening? You know, guys like to take they are very patient, and they like to take their time to do things and all that. If you rush into it, you know, and if, for instance, you meet a guy today and you say, I just want to date one guy that will get married to me. That guy is going to go away, because you mean you're already tying him down.
That it's you I want to be my husband.
Allow him to get to a point where he is able to make up his
mind.
And
you know that men know what they want.
Of course, they know what they
want. A man knows what even if he's dating 50 ladies, he knows the one that he wants.
Yeah, definitely. Men, they always know what they want. And just because they are not very vocal like women, you know, you might not know. You might not know that this is. You really
the man
don't
knows
know
what he wants. And there are sometimes when he just leaves this one, say, okay, the players just keep playing. Let me just be looking at you. But he knows what he wants. You know, I had one of my neighbor, and he was a guy, he was a bachelor, and he was a medical doctor. Because when I was in the secondary school, you know, I was enjoying at that time, because we had like 5 different ladies. Today this one will bring him food, the next this one will bring him food. I was just enjoying. And the funny part, the fun was that he wasn't eating the food. So when they bring it, I was so happy. We were there eating. And one day he told us that these ladies are not just serious. And he got married to the person that nobody expected. Because he says that a woman who wants to buy a man with food and not your character, that, my dear, that is not what he wants.
Run.
So we're bringing food, breakfast, and sometimes I was the one going to collect it, bring breakfast for him, bring lunch. I was just enjoying myself, feeding fat, and say, what's my own there?
Who even knows if there's some small
Maggi in
it?
He didn't even have the time to eat the food. So if there was any Maggi, the Maggi will catch us, not even him.
I have two male friends who have they almost lost their lives because of women, because a little bit of salt was added in their food, you know. So that's something we have to be careful.
Yeah, we have to.
When you're trying to force things, you don't
force yourself.
Yeah, force these things.
He is mine. The prophet told me that he's mine.
Okay, thank you very much for that one. All right, Eli, thank you so much. It was nice having you. This is a very interesting topic, and I hope that people would learn how to build relationship. It is a gradual process.
It is.
Because if it's rushed, it's going to crumble. So it's very important for people to know that. And it happens in everything. Even a business relationship is the same. You need to take time to know yourself, you know, gradually. So thank you, as always. I know you love wrapping the program.
Yeah, there's no artist today.
Yeah, so you're wrapping up the program this morning. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's a big deal.
Now, you know, I'm working on my social media page.
Okay.
I'm bringing up things together. You know, being a public figure is not easy. I need to live up to the standards.
Wow. So what's the standard you're trying to live up to? You want to go and do a professional photo shoot?
Of course. Professional
else?
Photo shoot.
Professional makeup.
Professional everything.
Okay. Wow.
This world is all about being professional.
Okay.
The world needs professional people.
I'm right behind you, really.
Of course, you have to follow my page. You are my PA. I told you the last time.
You're not serious. All right, thank you very much. Now let's wrap up the program.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining us on today's edition of the program. It's a wrap. And we want to thank all our guests for being here this morning. Many thanks to our technician, Nembo Rodrigue, aka The Don. We want to thank our cameraman, Jeff J. Many thanks to the producer of the program, Eso Julius Fossong. We want to thank all those who follow us on our YouTube page, KCBS TV. Make sure you subscribe in order to keep yourself up to date with all editions of our program. Many thanks to those who follow our program around the country, Douala, Bamenda, Boya, Bamenda and Limbe, as well as K-Town especially. Thank you so much. Those who follow us out of the country in Dubai, England, Ireland, Canada, Denmark, Nigeria, Swaziland, South Korea, Germany, Japan, USA, Equatorial Guinea and India. Thank you so much. I have been Christy Ijang. Join us again tomorrow for another edition. Until then, good morning, K-Town.
Willie Kumba, Sambani Nyabasen Akumbai. Jitinyo Bakumba, Nichabonkulu. Bavono, Berenga K-Town. Abefu K-Town.
But Cherry K-Town. No, Nangake.
Elela gbamu embwa Cameroon. Elela gbamu vanawa wakwe. Elela gbamu embwa ya Kumba. Ne kominyoraje. Elela gbamu.
Wachima Kumba K-Town.
Ejere K-Town.
K-Town anintia.
Lematsu K-Town.
Nakona, Nagajia, Matania Kumba Duka.